what we have here is probably one of the most egregious, like, situations of fraud done by a state I think we've ever. Is like blatant fraud. Like they're not even hiding this. Then I think we've seen. Period. Like we go back to the whole New York City thing. We can go back to California and how it's effectively going against the American people. But this is definitely one of those that someone told me this, shared me this video. I'm like, I have to do a video on this. Like, usually I'm shitting on, like, video games and entertainment is my thing. And God forbid I'm turning this fan on. I'm burning up. It's one of those situations where it'd be like 60 degrees one day and like 10 another. So it's like I have to do a video on this. Like this is new, Holy News channel. Nah, I probably won't do a lot of these, but I always thought the whole taxation is theft argument was kind of like, yeah, whatever, brother. I mean, there's amenities that you use that uses the taxpayer money, and it's not the best. Like you use the roads, even though it takes them like months to fix them, like a single pothole, but it's still things that you use, right? But then you see situations like these, and you're giving, the taxation is theft argument more and more leverage. Because this is, and other than this guy in like Fox News, I don't really see how even Asmongold did a video on this. I just figured out. Situations like this is where you get Luigi situations, right? It's where you get like, Trump being elected as president. Is people are trying to counter things like these. The norm people are stupid, right? Well, not stupid in the sense that they just don't understand. It's in the sense that, you have your area of influence that you can control and act in, and then things like this that are outside of your control happen, and you're like, okay, what can I do to fix things like these? Oh, I guess I'll vote for Trump now. Or I guess I'll vote against this legislature now. Again, people are trying to find some level of influence they can have to avoid situations like these. In Minnesota, just some fucking state out of nowhere all of a sudden has things like this happening. So I'll give more of my opinion, but let's just give it a watch, shall we? Hold on, let me do the thing. Nope, not that thing. Nope, not that. Is it that thing? Yes, it's this thing. Bang, nope. Bang, yep. There we go. Let's give us a watch.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question.
Yeah, and you notice people that aren't speaking English, like talking to them, it's like, where is someone who can actually communicate these things? Because okay, it's happening, right? But you don't believe someone like this or like these people are not going to come to your door, and you can't have someone like you have the liberal white woman defending, acting against her own interests, or I guess it's for her own interests, right? But then you just have people that they don't even speak English. It's like, where are the children? It's like, I'm pretty sure this is probably a children's like daycare place with no children. Like, this is how legal corruption is done. You just funnel money towards projects like this that don't even do anything.
Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will
and you see this, and it's almost too like true to believe, but we've experienced things like this in the past, and people are like, yeah, I kind of 100% believe something like this is happening. Like, you'll have the people that will be against what he's doing and say, no, this is bullcrap, because they use their ideology first and foremost before even knowing anything about this. But then you have someone like this. Like, again, I'm surprised more news outlets are not pointing this out. Like, you have Fox News, and what, are they the only ones that are pointing this shit out?
We'll also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the.
And again, he's driving through the city, right? Like, this doesn't look like a bad city. I hate when it does. Like, you have houses and stuff. Like, this doesn't look like a bad part of town. It's just they're being taken advantage of, right?
Doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day.
Yeah, like, they spring up these businesses that don't even do anything and just funnel money towards them. Like, this is modern day corruption. Like, you don't really just need to give money to people specifically. Like, there's so many loopholes and loop arounds, and these are probably like photos of some of the businesses, some of the places that it's happening. And I mean, companies to an extent do this, like non-profit organizations do things like these, because the point is you're supposed to dump all your money by the end of the year. And what happens with that is it just either gets funneled into salaries, it gets funneled into projects that don't go anywhere. It's like, and I figured this out in middle school, right? It's like, and you've probably seen situations where systems spring up just to allow for loopholes. And, okay, you can't do anything about it, but you're like, huh, that's interesting, right? Even when you're young. And then you're like, okay, so imagine how people with money, people with worldviews and ideologies to support these things, how they can do it if it's happening right here at your fucking school. And you realize, wow, things like this actually makes more sense than what you think.
And all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking, and then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of...
And again, you hear this, and obviously you have the Spot the Racist Brigade, but it's like, people are, you know, pattern recognition creatures. Like, this is something that has evolved since the ancient times, and I get it. If you have an ideology, we're just like, no, you're not supposed to, like, see patterns. You're not supposed to plot points on a grid. You're not supposed to draw the line because you're afraid to be a racist. But I mean, one, is this guy's entire job to do that, right? You know, I think he's either like a attorney of some sort, or he's probably going to get into it. But people care more what they see with their own eyes than what, you know, they're told by news outlets, or I guess in this case, what they're barely fucking told. Like, this is something actively being swept under the rug until someone like this, just some fucking white dude in the sweater, is pointing this shit out. Like, why is he doing what, you know, CNN, MSNBC fail to do in situations like these? Which is just report the news, right? It's one thing to report the news and to put your own spin on it, whatever. It's another to just flat out, you know, not do it. It's like billions of dollars. Like, that's not a money trail that happens that doesn't put eyes on them.
Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research, and then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address, and together they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are
And you see things like these, right? And you, as someone who needs to work for a fucking living, right? You're just getting taxed even more. Things are becoming more pricey, right? You're not allowed to fucking express this because you have, you know, people just out online. Again, people that only listen to experts come at you and tell you you're wrong, even though you're looking at your fucking grocery bill and you're like, yeah, no, things are kind of getting expensive now. I mean, there could be, you know, situations that I don't know, right? And here's the thing, right? You don't know what you don't know because things like this happen and you're not told. Like, there are just things happening that you, the American that needs to work for a living, is just not being told. And so you get people that are conspiracy theorists, right? And you also get people like this because there's active, you know, we know that social media sites worked with companies and worked with platforms to go after citizens, just American citizens that went against COVID, right? Or had, had opinions on COVID. Like, we know this has happened. And you can say, yeah, that's a good thing, but it's happened. And we know things like this going to continue to happen. And again, cover-ups like these that are happening, and like only like one news site. I don't care for fucking Fox News, but why are they the only ones doing this? Like, I get it, they're of one political orientation, and like CNN, MSNBC, they're on another. But people can see these biases, and it's odd that they're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's like, yeah, we're biased, so fucking what? I said this about the situation in Mexico. I didn't do a video on it, but I said, like, why is, like, what, Al Jazeera, fucking a foreign news company, talking about this, but not any other news company? Like, this is, they're our neighbors. I mean, they're part of America, North America. Why is no one saying anything? Yeah, just, okay, people may have unreasonable opinions. Let them have them unreasonable opinions, but fucking tell them.
At these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, there's still an operation, and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare.
Yeah, they're writing the checks and they're getting taxed even more, right? Like the taxes are increasing for these people only to have this money given to someone that's clearly just frauding. I mean, again, like, people don't understand how things like this happen. Like, it's odd that Americans don't understand, right? Like, okay, we legalized corruption, we call it lobbying, but part of the fraud is taking money from people who work for a living, people who have jobs, and giving it to people to like these fraudulent companies or fraudulent organizations that don't fucking do anything. And we've seen this with Black Lives Matter. They're clearly taking money specifically to funnel it into their own interest groups, and now they're filing for bankruptcy because they didn't even do it the fucking right way. Look, if you're going to take money from people, right, desperate people out of fear, at least use the money the fucking right way. It's like, oh, you're filing for bankruptcy, so all that money you took from people is now, apparently you just don't have it anymore. Like you're writing checks that you can't cash.
So you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care, and a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And I mean, that's ridiculous, and obviously that's fraud, but you can have like multi-layered buildings where you have like, okay, 3 businesses that sort of work in tandem in one building. I mean, but 20, like, if you're going to do fraud, like, if you're going to do it the wrong way, in a way that people are going to figure it the fuck out, like, come the fuck on. Like, what pisses me off when people do this and they don't even do it the right way. They don't even try to hide it. That pisses me off more than it just happening. And the people of Minneapolis, well, it also pisses me off that it's people who work for a living are apparently funding this.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community.
Yeah, and then they don't even speak English. Like, they don't interact with people in the community outside their own. They don't speak the language. It's difficult to communicate with them. And what you have, what we've seen, liberal white women defending this, right? Again, I'm stereotyping. Yes, I'm absolutely stereotyping. Because I'm always right when I do this. I'm always right. 100% right. If you're saying, oh, you're not allowed to stereotype, well, that's just telling me you're afraid of me being correct. Right? I don't need to listen to you. I do what the fuck I want.
They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our...
Yeah, and that's a tactic that doesn't work anymore. It's surprising people still use this. People don't care, and this is why I think that legitimate racist and legitimate Islamophobia, which I think Islamophobia is just a made-up term, but legitimate racist, exists probably now more than ever, because you've thrown the label at everyone, and at one point someone's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I am. Like, they'll look at situations and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm a racist now. What now? What now, motherfucker? Like, and this is why that has happened. And if it continues, it's just going to happen even more.
Future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud, and they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing?
And I do not believe in 2025, the year of our Lord, organized crime can exist without either the state or legislature or organizations or the government allowing it, right? These are apparatuses that will absolutely come after you. Right? Just God forbid you do tax fraud once, even on accident. They'll stamp you out so motherfucking fast, right? Yeah, even it's like, no, your taxes should go towards these. We're going to force you to pay for this fraud. But you have organized crime that happens, and they can't do it. It's like, and then it's okay. Maybe like what, a couple percentage of this is happening, as long as it doesn't interfere with the average American's life. Okay, it happens. Sure, not everything's perfect, but this is a blaring excuse of the state just not doing anything. In fact, they're probably benefiting from this. They're probably getting money under the table, right? All at the same time, people are struggling to even get fucking jobs nowadays. It's like...
Is the Minnesota law which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole, and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Oh, and that's surprising. I mean, not surprising, right? Of course they're going to be violent. They're effectively... gangs, right? They're making money. Yeah, they're going to be violent towards you. They're not Americans. They don't speak your language. I mean, that's not surprising to me. Like, I do the same fucking thing. Yeah, I'd have a couple of people ready to rough motherfuckers up if I'm doing the same thing. It's like, of course. Even Lucy's fucking like, God, it's so ridiculous.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon.
Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them.
Yeah,
in
you can
2020, one of them received 1.3 million. In 2021, they got 987,000. In 2022, they got 714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
5 million.
Well, this is actually two daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
Yeah, and then again, you have government, like, people buying up buildings that could be used to serve the community, right? And going towards fraud. And you see this with other houses as well. And this is why the housing crisis is happening. One, they're probably being given to illegals. Two, they're just being bought the fuck up. Which is like my house dang near doubled in price. You know, I could pay off, you know, the mortgage I have, which is half of what it's worth now, and just pay it off for double and just sell it for double. Like, this is why this is happening, right? And another video, but the whole 50-year mortgage is retarded. The dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. You will literally own nothing and be happy.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open.
I don't know what. This is probably like, what, 5 days ago? But he did say he's been to these places hundreds of times and no one's here. So they could be like, oh, well, it's Christmas. It's like, well, we never seen anyone here. Like, there's fucking drinks and trash literally sitting here. Is this like an environment that's for children? There's trash laying around. Like, these areas, like, okay, maybe the sidewalk's swept, but nowhere else.
Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or...
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen.
Oh, that door opened. You should go in there and be like, hey, yo, hey, so what's going on over here?
A single child at this building, right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No, can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this
Yeah,
child care
yeah.
center?
I'm not sure. I don't.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child.
You work here, you walked in the fucking building, you should know.
Here. All right, let's go to the next location.
And the fraud only gets more from here. Make sure you stay till the very end of this video to see exactly how much fraud we find by the time we are done. And before we go to the next location, I want to show you something super interesting about the flags of Minnesota.
And here in Minnesota, if you take a look at the Minnesota state flag, they recently changed it, and it very much so resembles the flag of Somalia. And really quick, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus Clip. What used to just be an AI clipper has now become the most powerful AI growth tool for creators. Right now, over 10 million creators and businesses have used Opus Clip to help them gain over 60 billion views. I've used Opus, and I've even had my friends use it, and it helped my one friend with nearly just 100 followers get a video up to 30,000 views. And it's super simple to use. All you do is you upload a video or copy a YouTube link, and Opus will do the rest, and it'll come out with tons of viral shorts for you then to choose from. And Opus just came out their new AI editor 3.0 that comes with smarter auto framing, better virality scoring, and new captions. And I've said it before, but Opus is so simple that even my mom can use it.
And if I can use it, I know you can use it.
And right now, for you guys watching this video, Opus is going to hook you guys up with a sweet deal. You'll get 1 week free and 3 months at 50% off.
Yeah, I just don't want to pay money.
I
don't want to pay money for this.
Comment down below.
My money's going towards other things.
Surely. 1 week free and 3 months at 50% off. And now let's get back into the video. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078.
And you can kind of see where these started, right? Like maybe a couple years ago, got money and then nothing. Like they just got money again, another year, millions of dollars, another year, millions of dollars.
And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door.
Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare.
And after a few questions, the lady went silent.
Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare.
Joey, no!
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child Care.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which has its license for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I tried to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door.
I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed.
Yeah.
No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in the daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
How do you know No. You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
God damn.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
That's probably one of theirs.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner. I'm the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing?
Oh yeah, that's one dude.
It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day.
As we continue to show the blatant fraud.
Nothing to say here. Just sometimes you just gotta let it speak for itself. You know, I know I'm trying to have to make this transformative, but you know, because YouTube, you know, and the whole stealing content, like there's nothing to say about this. Absolutely nothing. Like you have one child, one dude, and again, this is something that's been happening for years. No one's talking about it.
That was taking place here in Minnesota. Somalis started following us around the city.
Yeah,
Now we're being
not
followed by the
surprising.
Somalis. This is another daycare center. Absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis.
Hold on, if it's fucking storm, I ain't take Lucy out. Lucy, fuck. I ain't editing this shit, bro. It's fucking Sunday. Lucy. And I'm back. Alright. Let's get back to it, shall we? Oh. Again, nothing to say. that people don't already know. This is like, you already know this is some bullshit.
He's telling us in our vehicle right now.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
They didn't even bother to make it.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Oh
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think?
my God. Again. What? The 1% of people that orchestrates 90% of your fucking problems. Liberal white women. Honestly, it should be a crime to be a liberal white woman. It should be criminal.
What about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the
open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
No, what did I say?
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know where
You're
they-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally,
Don't open up.
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am,
This is the 1% of people that orchestrates 90% of your problems. And they don't have to deal with the things that they enact. You do, but she does not.
we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I believe.
Bitch, are you recording or not? You said they were ice. The phone's black. She's probably not
belong
even
here, just like you
recording.
belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children right here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million
She doesn't care.
this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children?
Yeah.
This is
This is the 1% of people.
And who are
Right
you?
here.
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah. So who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here. in
Okay,
Minnesota.
so he's not really an attorney or anything. Like, I mean, if this has been happening, like, what is the probability that this is the only time someone has done this, or someone had an attorney on this, and they were just turned away by the state? Like, I think there are probably other cases of this happening, and I don't know if this person's benefiting from this or not, but this is the type of people that ensure that things like this happen, right? They use ideology to put, like, that's their only fucking North Star, and they see things that are clearly problems, and they just actively choose to hamper people that are pointing these things out.
Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in there.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelt learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None. Not at all. None.
This year.
Yeah, and this is just an average dude that's like, I don't see a fucking thing happening.
1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
Nope, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
It's disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that, it's a federal offense.
Yeah, it's a federal offense until the state actively chooses to hamper it, right? Like, what needs to happen is they need to put the state legislature up and investigate them. And if they do anything to try to hamper that, you put them up on sedition. You're going to hear raining outside. Just put them up on sedition. It's like you're actively hampering people wanting these things to be investigated. Disregard the liberal white woman. Like, okay, shove them aside. You know, they don't understand what's happening. They're just operating off ideology, and actively investigate these things.
No, I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all.
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building?
No, not at all.
So this big daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yeah, that's weird for a child daycare. It's just like a fucking prison. I'm assuming this is just a building that some Somalian business owner just bought up because it went out of business, or maybe they increased the rent, or no one was in here, and now it's just a place to funnel money.
I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So look, let's
these
find
people
out.
are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud, and the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Yeah, and again, this is someone who cares for the community, cares for the people that are hardworking in this community. But you have people that don't care for the community coming in and just taking the money. You know, people who just view, states as economic zones that where transactions are being made, but not as communities. Just taking the money from the people. They view it as just another economic transaction. And yeah, that guy's just fighting and again, people like this is what you try to aspire to until you're actually put in the system, and then is like, this is just beaten out of people. And again, this is how young men think until people try to beat it out of them. Why is just some dude probably in his 60s or 70s fighting a battle that people should, and again, another old dude, when they talk to this guy, just another dude probably in his 50s and 60s looking at this and being like, yeah, this is bullshit. Where are young people that are going to have to pay for this system of fraud? Where are they?
Future Leaders Early Learning Center. This building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
It's not here.
Okay, but if can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Yeah, two of Mexico.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No. No friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ah, dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day. So, little Joey would not be accepted
Joey!
for daycare.
No.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
No.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
So why are you asking us about
the fraud.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number. Yeah, I can call. But this is we can't let you guys see. So.
Okay, thank you. So once again,
Yeah.
little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they
That's
don't
in
even
the
accept him
chat
if he has
for
autism.
Joey.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where
Yeah, like, and again, this dude's fighting the fight. You know, he's like, well, what the fuck is all this? What are these dudes? Like, why is some old boomer doing this? Right? Actually pointing things like this out.
child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center.
And again, these people, they'll use apparatuses to try to go after you, right? So you should use these exact same apparatus to get them, against them, to get them shut down. Be like, yeah, this is violating this, and this. Get the fuck out of here. But it reopened, apparently.
LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door, absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble. They had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars. And again, The kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the.
And again, like I said, you can have one side of the building with one building, and like one of the business, another being used for another. I mean, there's plot levels of deniability they can use, but this is just sloppy, so I doubt they'll do it. And again, if they're just being told to write the check, something tells me they're getting paid under the table or some benefits, or hell, probably some blackmail under the table to have things like this happen.
Ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the child care centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed?
I can figure that out because I've gotten so many fucking scam calls from people who are just. I'm assuming it's one of those things where you have someone that hires just a group of people from like all over the fucking country that is part of their team, and all they do is effectively go around talking to people and taking their information to try to sell health care to them. And then they get a piece of it, then I can kind of believe that happening, but where was I going at this point? I can believe it. If you have a single dude who opens up a single LLC, has a single office space, and he's just calling people ad nauseum or hiring other frauds and scammers to call people ad nauseum. Again, levels of plausible deniability. Or it could just be it could all just be fake and fraudulent.
Manage the budget here inside of Minnesota.
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely, I would say.
And it makes sense that one fraudulent business is being funneled into another fraudulent business, which is being funneled into another one. Like, they're all interconnected. It makes sense if that happens. Like, regular companies, that legitimate companies do the same thing. Like, you have Apple with their specific chargers, their specific phone ports being subcontracted by their specific manufacturers. Like, legitimate companies act this way. Obviously, fraudulent companies are going to do the same thing. It's just smart.
Better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
Yeah. See, this is probably just some LLC that opened up. Itasca Home Health Care.
Get healthcare here. Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here.
Yeah. Just
Another
LLCs.
healthcare company
And
right
okay,
here.
they're
There
obviously
are
they're being
3
fucking
healthcare
followed.
companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands Home
LLC,
Care
yeah.
LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best
So yeah, all these spring up, and they just funnel money into them.
rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No.
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money?
Oh, that's probably their security following
That's
them.
where
I
this
mean, they
building-
probably do need it.
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentlemen matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
No, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
Right, but that's not what he said.
So we're.
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just.
Another liberal
Check.
woman.
This is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady.
Yeah, there's probably, and that's the thing, there's probably one legitimate person, and the rest are just fraudulent. Or maybe the rates she gave were just some
Bravo,
bullshit.
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Yeah, and see, they use apparatuses just to keep things like this from happening. And, I mean, Officer Friendly here is just doing his job. He probably has to deal with so many of these, and there's probably nothing he can do about it. But, again, I feel like him being escorted out by the Karens helps his case more than hurts
Right
it.
here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Denden Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginnings Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't
Oh.
ask me that question again. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Yeah?
Who can I speak to? Okay.
Yep.
As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud.
The 1% of people who makes 90% of your problems right here, liberal white women that only acts off of empathy, that don't actually care about anything that's happening. The 1% that orchestrates 90% of your problems right here
to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Do I see the
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from
Go,
ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down.
Like, shut
Where are
the
the
door
children?
immediately.
No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can these child care centers have no children?
No.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If There's a bunch of
Yeah, and again, it's obvious they're not talking because they know it's fraud. Like, if you just have some children, like maybe you just have some level of plausible deniability, but there's just none. They're not even trying to hide the fact that these are just fraudulent businesses. It's out in the open.
If people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota. It's actually
and the whole racist Islamophobic tactic doesn't work anymore. Like, for the love of God, pick a new fucking tactic, please.
Concerning, where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside this same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir.
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
You cannot.
They're in a public space. Or is this private property? I mean, there's no children here. Like, if there was children here, they'd understand, but there's not. It's just some dude yelling.
Stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
children?
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's happening.
We are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
you are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking
the
to
Minnesota
the right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at?
Yeah,
David,
yeah,
they don't even
a
answer.
child-
We asked him.
child
Plain and simple. Where are
player.
the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but I'm...
He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses...
you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat or just facts that fraud is happening?
I think the fact that
Because
you're talking about it as a partisan issue.
Well, because that's what I heard you talking about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build
is...
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
The 1% that orchestrates 90% of your issues. Right here. This
Excuse me? Yes, are you?
If you're gonna talk to me like that,
are you the state? I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and
get
you got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in...
And see, this is also a tactic. They'll shove it to the other party, and this is why things never actually get fixed. Because they're like, oh no, it's their problem. Oh no, it's the other people's problem. Okay, so what is any of y'all doing about it? Like you said it's nonpartisan. What is anyone doing about it? Oh, we're having a hearing. Okay, so you're flapping your mouths. What's being done about this?
Is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud.
That doesn't answer the question.
Within the Trump administration, we have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also
but what you have are legitimate cases in broad daylight of fraud. Like, I get it, there's, the whole blue collar thing where, there's machinations within machinations of it happening. But if some random white dude and some old white guy can just go to a place, just see blatant fraud happening in broad daylight, that's something we absolutely can do something about. And if you're not going to do it, I mean, do we need a Luigi to come out? Do we need another Luigi situation? Do you need one person that's like, I don't agree with this. I think I'm going to do something about it. I'm a fucking crazy dude. Do you want that to happen? The type of person that will eventually be called a racist or Islamophobe. But it's just like, yeah, this shit happening I don't agree with. Right? And, okay, you have... how many people are in the state of Minnesota? Hundreds of thousands? There's just one dude to be like, I don't agree with any of this. And I'm a fucking autistic person, fucking crazy to do something about it. Because the 1% of people that orchestrates 90% of your issues are going to stop you, not going to do anything.
We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump.
What the fuck does this have to do with Minnesota? Like, again, you operate within the confines, your area of influence is Minnesota. Right? Like, this doesn't answer the question that he's asking.
Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened there?
The state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have
again, this is what happens. People who don't actually care for the issue will throw it to like 9 other places, but it's like, okay, so what are you doing? What can you do about this? And they can't say anything. They just walk off.
Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are going to be trafficked in our freaking system?
Yeah, and again, that's someone, people don't operate based off just clear facts. Like, people do operate off emotion. You know, and this is what how people think, and this is why Trump gets elected. Okay, is something going to be a little bit better? Maybe, maybe not. But at least we can punch you in the fucking face for electing him. You know, I'm against the whole, you know, voting just to spite people because it doesn't really fix the problem. But if you leave someone no other avenue, then yeah, it's going to happen. Let's look at the comments, shall we? This should upset every American, yes. Right? I mean, millions of people have watched this. But yeah, this is what journalists used to do 20 years ago. It's what they used to do until interest groups waltzed in. Tim Walz needs to go to prison. Yeah, I think he does need to suffer. As a lifelong Minnesotan, I can't thank you enough for this video. The old boy who done the research is a fucking patriot. Absolute hero. Yeah, why is some dude in their 60s doing this? Like, we know, where are the people that are the future of the state? You know, the young people. I mean, are they the ones that are afraid to be called a racist or an Islamophobe? Get this researcher a medal, an actual medal. Protect Nick Shirley. It's not government money, it's taxpayer money from people that go to work every day. How's this a 20-year-old kid doing more journalism than multiple large news agencies? Again, it's easy. Interests. You know, there are interests that are in major news outlets that are like, no, you're not allowed to do this. The lady yelling I should be in jail. Nah, I think she should exist just just so people see how fucking crazy it's going. A 20-year-old showing up does more thorough fraud reporting in 2 days than Star, Tribune, and NPR have done for the last 10 years. As an American that's struggling to make it and watching half my paycheck go to taxes and fees, this pissed me off. And it's odd because there are people that vote for more of your tax money to go away. And as we see, they don't actually live in the system. You know, if things get difficult for them, they just move. Minnesota politicians aren't incompetent, Nick. They are complicit. Hell, I mean, at some point, yes. It's like at some point, you know, there's a area where you're no longer incompetent. Like, people will just assume you're complicit or are benefiting from this. Again, there's no way organized crime and fraud cannot happen in the year 2025 without either the legislatures benefiting from it. This is why the legacy media is a joke. They're thieves. All of them should be arrested and deported. Never spending $1 in Minnesota. Yeah, and again, if people just leave, the system fails. Yeah, or at least they don't get your fucking money. As a Minnesotan, why is my local media not doing major stories on this daily? For the same reason, just ordinary people don't do it. They're so fucking scared of being called a word or being labeled. Now we know why Omar's net worth went from 1,000 to 30 million. Facts. It's always harassment or Islamophobia when you call out fraud and corruption. Yeah, and again, the 1% is the reason why these things are in place. But anyway, that's all I really gotta say about this. It's storming. Peace.